That's right, guys. Another draw, another frustrating result for Fluminense. JK saved Fluminense again, played an amazing match today, was the man of the game, but the team as a whole played very poorly, and the fans have run out of patience with coach Luis Zubeldia. For the first time today, he was called stupid here in the stands at Maracanã. But I'll tell you about that in a moment, because first I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel, give your like, and activate the notification bell, because that really helps our work. Alright, so let's get started. The first half of the game, it was a very bad first half for both teams, a really scrappy first half, both for Fluminense and Vitória. It was a very tactical game, not much was happening, and then, once again at the end of the game, the fans were calling coach Luis Zubeldia an idiot. That chant from the fans came when he substituted Savarino in the second half in a desperate attempt to push the team forward to try to get a result, but I'll get to that in a moment. Going back to talk about the first half, it was a hard-fought first half without many chances. Fluminense was really trying to get Lucho Acosta closer to Savarino with short 1-2s and John Kennedy also playing as a target man, but nothing was working. Then, at 35 minutes into the first half, after a corner kick from the right side of Fluminense's attack, Vitória's defense ended up leaving the ball at John Kennedy's feet, and he struck it across into the far corner past Vitória's goalkeeper, putting Fluminense ahead. 1-0 for Fluminense, and everything indicated it was going to be a game controlled by Fluminense because Vitória didn't even take a shot on goal. Fabio didn't make a single save during the entire first half, and actually, that goal by JK was the only shot on target against Vitória's goalkeeper, and it went in. So, it was a very bad first half, really low. The level was very low from both teams. Neither team could attack the other. It was just a scrappy game in the midfield, and nobody was effective. Well, halftime, Fluminense comes back for the second half with a different attitude, getting forward more already in the first 5 minutes, already putting Vitória under pressure. They were much more effective than in the entire first half. But then, around the 10th or 15th minute of the second half, Alisson gave away a silly penalty, right, during a corner kick as well, where the ball went across the entire Fluminense area, passed through the whole tricolor defense, and Alisson at the far post grabbed the Vitória striker. At first, the referee didn't call it, but then VAR ended up calling him, and he went to the monitor, checked it, and confirmed the penalty. He called a penalty that for many was questionable. It's a play that happens in every corner kick, on every cross into the box, something like this happens. But the referee called it, and Vitória tied the game with Renato Kaiser. He took it well, sent goalkeeper Fabio the wrong way, ball to one side and the keeper to the other, 1-1, and then Fluminense switched off. Fluminense really felt that Equalizer, because they started the second half well, were better in the match, then conceded that goal, and the team started to go downhill. The team kind of went downhill from there. Right after that, Vitória managed to turn the game around to 2-1. With René from Vitória, the play happened on the right side of Vitória's attack. When René had the ball under control, he tried to make a header pass, but it was short for Alisson, and Alisson also hesitated a bit in the play. And then René from Vitória stole the ball there on the right midfield of Vitória's attack, the left side of Fluminense's defense. He kept going, and no one came up to him. René tried to recover, tried to commit a foul, but René from Vitória didn't go down. He kept going, got a little into the box, and shot into the left corner of goalkeeper Fabio. A low shot, unstoppable, putting Vitória ahead on the scoreboard. Vitória led 2-1 at that point. And then desperation hit the fans, desperation hit the players. The Fluminense team couldn't get into the game anymore, couldn't string passes together. Vitória kept trying to break up the game, but Fluminense again with John Kennedy, a beautiful assist from John Kennedy to Kevin Serna, who wasn't having a good game. Kevin Serna, who's been in a rough patch, has been playing relatively poorly, hasn't been helping the team much, and that's how it was today. Kevin Serna basically scored the goal that gave Fluminense the equalizer, but he didn't have a good performance. John Kennedy had a good performance, who in this play at 37 minutes into the second half, at 45 minutes into the second half, John Kennedy made a beautiful pass to him. He went one-on-one with Vitória's goalkeeper, who tried to come off his line to block him. Serna chipped the ball over the goalkeeper and then tied the game, calmed things down a bit, the crowd got louder, and then the referee gave 9 minutes of stoppage time, 9 minutes of stoppage time. So, The fans got behind the team. They tried to support, tried to push Fluminense to get this win here at Maracanã, but Fluminense couldn't get the victory. It ended in a draw against the red and black team from Bahia. Final score, 2 for Fluminense, 2 for Vitória. So, guys, just to give you a few more details about the game, once again, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to our channel, leave a like, and also activate the notification bell, which is really important so you can stay up to date with everything that happens on Lance quickly. So, give us that support for our work. Well, two things really caught my attention in this game today. First, the fans' patience ran out with coach Zubeldia, who started with Alisson and Nonato in midfield. Alisson played very poorly in the match. Alisson, who had a head collision at the beginning of the game, ended up playing with a protective head wrap. So, here, for those up in the stands, it was easy to spot the player. He was wearing a white protective head wrap, so when you make a mistake, you can see exactly if it was the guy with the white headband. Anyway, this also messed up Alisson a bit in this match. He gave away the penalty, he played really badly, he couldn't provide the necessary defense in the midfield. Fluminense didn't have control of the midfield. Alisson and Nonato are two players who can also play as midfielders. They have a lot of quality. But it was a midfield that didn't fit together very well. It was a midfield that didn't put up a fight against Vitória's team. They lost a lot of duels there in the midfield and couldn't build their attacks well. Vitória's team was always well positioned there, Coach Jair Ventura's team. So Alisson, when he came off, when he was substituted, was heavily booed, really booed by the fans. And so the fans had run out of patience with Fluminense's midfielder Alisson. And also with Coach Luis Zubeldia, who was, as you saw here at the beginning of the video, called stupid again at the end of the match. But that first chant happened when he took Savarino off. Then, at 37 minutes into the second half, Savarino came off because he was already a bit tired. It wasn't a tactical decision or anything like that. But the fans didn't forgive it. They thought Savarino should have stayed. For Fluminense to go after this result, to go after this win here against Vitória at Maracanã, but it wasn't possible. Fluminense leaves here with this draw, which is very bad, very bad. Fluminense adds just one more point, goes to 27 points in the Brazilian Championship, and is still momentarily in third place. But São Paulo still has to play. São Paulo can also reach 27. Yeah, and catch up with Fluminense, which could drop to fourth place. Anyway, at least Fluminense still manages to stay in the top four with this draw. But it was a painful draw. It was a really bad draw considering the moment Fluminense is going through, both in the Libertadores. They basically need a miracle to beat Bolívar by 3 here at Maracanã, and then also win the other match. But given the whole context, considering the moment Fluminense is going through, we can say for sure that Fluminense is in a crisis today. Fluminense is going through a crisis. Coach Luis Zubeldia seems to have lost control of this squad somehow. The team can't maintain the consistency it had a few months ago, 1 or 2 months ago. It was considered the best soccer in Brazil. Many said it was the best in the country, but that's not what we see today. Today it looks like a disorganized group on the field. Lucho Acosta helps this team a lot, along with Savarino too, but things started to go wrong for Fluminense. It's like there's a dark cloud hanging over the club. So Fluminense can't get the results. Today they were saved again by JK, by the Bear, who played an amazing match. He was the standout for Fluminense in this match, scored a goal and gave a beautiful assist for Kevin Serna to tie the game. At the last minute here, so Fluminense needs to get back on track. On Tuesday, they face Operário. For the Copa do Brasil, they drew 0-0 in the first leg. Now the second leg here at Maracanã for the 5th round of the Copa do Brasil. They need to advance. It's urgent. It's essential. Fluminense has to get past Operário. For the team's morale to move forward, to breathe again, to bring some peace of mind and keep going in the Libertadores with some peace of mind and win. Let's see what happens next. Luis Zubeldia for the first time was called an idiot here at Maracanã. Fluminense, with a bad result against Vitória at home, drew here in front of just over 17,000 people, 17,000 fans here at Maracanã. So, let's see how these next few days go for Luis Zubeldia at Fluminense, and also for the whole tricolor squad, who practically need a miracle in the Libertadores. And there's this very important match against Operário, which will be crucial for the team's morale. So guys, before I wrap up, once again, give this video a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, hit the notification bell, and subscribe to our channel. You'll be helping us a lot here at Lance.